Oh, Relic Song is a spread move? I didn't know that. Because I've never used Meloetta in a VGC format before. Okay, they go Tatsugiri. And they do Terra the Hawlucha, the Swords Dance. I guess they thought I would Ice Beam. I don't know why after I went for Scald last turn. But Relic Song puts Tatsugiri to sleep. Yep, Meloetta's faster because they didn't get their white herb, so we knock out Hawlucha. Look at this mythical Pokemon putting in work. So I found this interesting looking ladder on Pokemon Showdown. Randomized format Spotlight, so that might mean it's a temporary one. Bring 6, pick 4, random double battles, best of 3. So VGC style random battles, basically. Although I think I've heard that the teams change between games in a best of 3 set, so if that's true, that's a pretty weird way to do best of 3, but we'll see. I'm recording this almost at the very end of March. It'll probably go up in April. I don't know whether this ladder will still be here, but I'll at least give it a try right now. And hey, content where I don't have to make or find teams, so that's pretty nice. Okay. First game, my opponent has Chiyu and Hisuian Typhlosion. That's a bit scary, but I haven't actually looked at my own team yet. It's open team sheet, so all the more VGC style. I have an Arceus. What type is this? I have Fire Arceus. Okay, that's a pretty good fire resist. Swords Dance, Extreme Speed, Flare Blitz, Liquidation. I didn't know it got Liquidation. Rillaboom, okay. Assault Vest, Rillaboom, nice. Life Orb, Blaziken, mixed, interesting. Life Orb, so no item clause. I guess that makes sense with random sets. Life Orb, Terra Ice, Terra Blast, Arian Thunderous, okay. Choice Band, Scizor, not perhaps great in this matchup. And Walking Wake. Okay, Specs, Walking Wake. Okay, I really like Arceus and Walking Wake here. I might even just lead with those. I think that's pretty good into most of their stuff. Thunderous is strong. Blaziken is strong. Rillaboom is obviously a good Pokemon, but it's not great into, like, Hitmontop, Cloyster. No, Hitmontop, Chiyu, Typhlosion. Well, I gotta make some choices. I'm just gonna lead Arceus, Walking Wake, and I'm gonna bring Blaziken and Thunderous. Never used Arceus in VGC before. That's definitely a new one. Okay, they lead Bruxish and Typhlosion. We got a Fire type and a Water type each. The Bruxish... I could just Terra Water Arceus, actually. They don't really have anything to punish that, so I think I'll go right for the Terra Water and the Swords Dance. That'll resist possible Wave Crash from the Bruxish. And this is Specs Walking Wake. I'm just going to go straight for... I guess a Hydro Pump into Typhlosion. I could Draco Meteor. But I guess we'll go big or go home here with this Hydro Pump. Don't especially want to flip turn out into anything. So I do go straight for the Terra Water on Arceus. They crunch it, so they do a good 30% there. But I get my Swords Dance. I one-shot the Typhlosion with the Hydro Pump. You'll love to see it. We'll see what they bring in here. Getting an Arceus in my first game is pretty exciting. Definitely off to a good start here. Okay, Bruxish. The Bruxish doesn't have Dazzling. Actually, it has Strong Jaw, so I can Extreme Speed it. And it resists Arceus' other attacks. And I'll just Hydro Pump Cloyster. Cloyster's not that specially bulky. What is the Cloyster set? Shell Smash, White Herb, Skill Link stuff? Okay. Extreme Speed didn't do as much as I'd like to Bruxish, but... yeah, some damage. Hydro Pump does a little more than half to Cloyster. They go straight for an Icicle Spear into Arceus. Of course, that is resisted. So I don't get all 5 hits with the Skill Link, but it doesn't do too much damage. And... What did Bruxish do that turn? Crunch to Walking Wake. Crunch shouldn't KO anything. I actually think I'm going to go for another Swords Dance, and then Extreme Speed knocks out Bruxish after that. And if I can land another Hydro Pump into Cloyster, then I should be in a good position. Nice. We're hitting our Hydro Pumps. Okay. Cloyster goes down. What's their last Pokemon? Great Tusk. Okay, I can just Extreme Speed Bruxish and Hydro Pump Great Tusk. I think that's pretty safe. Might 4-0 them here in game 1. If I land my attacks. Okay, Terra Ground on the Great Tusk. That's not going to help it take a Hydro Pump. Okay, we finally missed one. I guess we were due for that. They knock out Walking Wake, but now they take the Headlong Rush drops, and I can't Terra Thunderous. I'll just get Blaziken in here. And I'll just go for Liquidation and just go straight for an Overheat. the liquidation will knock out the Great Tusk. So that's game 1, on to game 2. Never mind, I think they forfeited the whole set. Yeah, they're out of here. Okay, let's see if I get an Arceus again in the next set. Heatran. Ooh, Volton Veluza. I've been thinking about trying to build with Veluza because it feels like the most forgotten Pokemon of Gen 9, but even I having trouble thinking of something to do with it. But okay, I got Life Orb Heatran, Choice Band Volton Veluza, just as well. We can really take advantage of sharpness with that, and I think Fill It Away is kind of rough to try to actually use. Choice Band Excalibur, Life Orb, Dragalge, Quiver Dance, Blossom with Strength Sap, Baton Pass. Oh, so I could pass Quiver Dances to Dragalge. That could be pretty strong. Or Heatran. Yeah, that could be good. If I can make room for it to set up. And then a Life Orb Hatterene. The Trick Room is kind of an awkward fit with the rest of the team. I do want to see if I can do something with this Blossom. So I think I'm going to lead Blossom. And I don't love Excalibur into some of these Pokemon. I could try Volton Veluza, actually. And I'm just going to bring Dragalge and Heatran in the back. Try to Baton Pass into whatever the best recipient is. Alright, so it's Magmar and Duskmane Necrozma on their side. It's a Dragon Dance Weakness Policy Necrozma. The Magmar has Flame Body. Is Aqua Cutter a contact move? I'm not actually sure. But I want to remove this Magmar if I can, so I'll just go straight for the Aqua Cutter into it anyway. I could Strength Sap the Necrozma, potentially. But we'll start with the Quiver Dance, of course. They do follow me. They don't Terra. We knock out the Magmar. No Burn. Aqua Cutter might not be a contact move. I don't know. Necrozma will still be faster than Blossom because we both boosted our speed there. They bring in Quagsire. It has Yawn, which is not ideal. Does Yawn get Baton Passed? I don't know. I think I'm down to Strength Sap the Necrozma. It's also Unaware Quagsire, so it doesn't have Water Absorb. I can Aqua Cut something. I actually think I'd rather Aqua Cut Necrozma and also Strength Sap it. They Photon Geyser into Blossom. Does about 60%. Pretty good damage, but not a KO, and we'll get everything back with this Strength Sap now. Of course, Blossom has consumed its berry. They Yawn into Veluza. Okay. Necrozma has Protect, so... Well, I was going to probably Aqua Cutter the Quagsire, or I could switch Veluza out. Anyway, I don't get to use Baton Pass because they forfeit, so we go to game 2, and it seems the the teams do change from game to game. That feels kind of weird. It's just a weird way to do best of 3, isn't it? I mean, I guess at that point you're just doing best of 3 because it's one of the trappings of VGC. But hey, I'm not complaining about getting more random teams. That's a lot of fun. I am potentially complaining about my opponent getting Miraidon, and they also got Porygon Z and Porygon 2. That's crazy. This one might be an uphill battle. I have a bunch of slow guys, but I don't think I have a Trick Room setter. Let's see. I have Sticky Web. I might actually want to use that, although in front of Miraidon, leading a Araquanid is kind of a tall order. Poison Touch, Alolan Muck, that's probably not very useful. Choice Scarf, Rampardos, Life Orb Swanna with Tailwind, that's kind of weird. Terra Ground though, might be worth bringing, although I'm not sure what it does back to Miraidon. Body Press, Avalugg, no Iron Defense. It does have Avalanche. Avalanche might actually be good, especially with Sturdy. I might be able to surprise the Miraidon with that. I mean, it's open team sheet, but who knows? Maybe they're not checking it carefully. And then this Dipplin does not have Super Sweet Syrup. It has Sticky Hold. It does have Pollen Puff. I am going to lead Avalugg and... Avalugg and... Rampardos, and I'll bring Swanna and Dipplin. I ran out of time to think. I'm really not all that inspired by the other two Pokemon. Okay, so... This Porygon 2 doesn't have Trick Room, but that's fine. They don't want Trick Room here anyway. Fine for them. I mean, it specs Miraidon. I'm just going to go straight for an Avalanche. This can be stopped if they double target Avalugg, but... I can also Head Smash something, or I can Rock Slide. I have Terra Rock on the Rampardos. Gonna do a ton of damage. I'm actually just gonna Terra Rock immediately and Head Smash Porygon 2. We'll see how much that does. Oh, it doesn't quite KO. Does a lot back to Rampardos and Okay, they Volt Switch. They knock out Rampardos. Yeah, this one was always going to be tough, I think, but I probably not played it correctly. Avalugg will take a hit here, so we'll get the boost on the Avalanche into Mudsdale, but it only does about half, and it gives them a stamina boost. But now they have 2 slow guys on the field. Of course, the Miraidon is still in the back, and since I've used my Terra, I can't Terra Ground the Swanna, which I absolutely was not thinking about when I decided to click it there. Kind of YOLO'd that one, but I'll go for Body Press into Porygon 2, and I'll go for a Tailwind. That way I have the speed advantage when Miraidon comes back in, for all the good it'll do me. Avalugg takes that Body Press pretty well. Miraidon is back. Swanna doesn't threaten it. Avalugg doesn't threaten it very... Avalugg probably just gets knocked out here, but... I'm going to go for a Recover. Hopefully they'll let me pull that off. If they Volt Switch again, then hopefully Avalugg can deal with whatever comes in. And I'll just go for Hydro Pump into the Mudsdale. They Terra Electric. I think they're taking a KO here. Probably before Avalugg moves. It's Electro Drift into Swanna, so Avalugg will get to move. Just recovers. Now I get Dipplin. But, okay, it's Float Soul in the back. I can try to... Do I have Protect on Dipplin? No. Okay. Other choice specs, right? And Dipplin double resists the Electro Drift and has an Eviolite, so Dipplin might be able to beat Miraidon, actually. I'm going to Protect Avalugg this turn, and I'm just going to go for... I'm actually going to go for Syrup Bomb into Miraidon. Try to slow it down. I miss? Okay. What's the accuracy on Syrup Bomb? I didn't even check. But they remove their own terrain, which is good. The problem is another one of those Ice Spinners will knock out Dipplin, and there's not much I can do about that. I guess I just have to knock Floatzel out, is what it comes down to. Avalugg will not... Getting rid of their own electric terrain early is potentially good for me, though. Avalugg will not go before Floatzel and Tailwind. There's no way, right? But I'll click Body Press into that slot anyway, and yeah, I'll just go for a Syrup 85%. Well, that's not very strong. But I'll go for a Syrup Bomb into Floatzel, because what else can I do here? But yeah, I lose Dipplin, and with that I think I lose the game. Yeah, Avalugg takes 80% from Electro Drift outside of terrain, so Miraidon just wins now. Click Avalanche, doesn't matter. That means we're going to game 3. I could really use a Trick Room setter on one of these teams, huh? They have Sky Shaman, so that's fun. I have this weird Clodsire, Stealth Rock. You know, it actually might not be the worst idea to set Stealth Rock in this game. They have a few Pokemon weak to it. Stealth Rock, Camera Up. It also has Helping Hand. Dragon Dance, Roaring Moon. No Tailwind. But that might be strong next to Camera Up, actually. I have Aqua Breed, Choice Band, Tauros. That could be pretty good here. They do have a couple of grass types, but... this Glamora has Toxic Debris and Mortal Spin. So I could lead Camera Up to Glamora and try to play a Hazards game, which is pretty silly, but it could be fun. I think I'm going to do it. And then I like this Tauros, and I think I want either Arbalava or Roaring Moon into this team. The Lapras has Ice-type attacks. I'm just going to bring... Now they have Mienshao too. They have so many ways to hit Arbalava hard. I'll bring Roaring Moon. Okay, they lead Farigiraf and Shaman. It is fun to see mythical Pokemon on this ladder. That's something I've enjoyed about watching the Shuckle Premier League, is that they have mythical Pokemon in that format. I haven't played with mythical Pokemon since Sword and Shield Series 13. And Arceus wasn't in that. I don't think Shaman was either. Anyway. I'm just going to click Heat Wave. I don't want to, fall into their flinch games and stuff. Unfortunately, there's nothing here that's going to activate Toxic Debris. But yeah, I'm just going to try to knock out this Shaman as quickly as I can, so I'll go for a Sludge Bomb into it. They set Tailwind. So no Air Slash games so far, but they do just take the KO on Glamora. I KO Shaman back with a crit. So that's nice. I'll go Tauros here. I probably want to try to stall out their Tailwind before I bring in the Roaring Moon. The Crawdaunt has Adaptability. Does get intimidated there. Can Crawdaunt have Hyper Cutter? I think maybe it can, but this one doesn't. But they have Tailwind up. Camerupt doesn't have Protect. I probably want to Terra Water in front of this Crawdaunt. And I don't think Stealth Rock is worth it at this point. I'm just going to Earth Power and Close Combat. I think the Close Combat will probably knock Crawdaunt out, and then the Earth Power will redirect into Farigiraf, but I do have that second hit into the... Never mind. Right, Psychic type, of course. Okay, well, I think I lose this set. Maybe Roaring Moon can do something here. I'm gonna try to get a Dragon Dance. They miss Crabhammer into Roaring Moon. Nice. Are they gonna Hyper Voice? Yep. Doesn't do too terribly much. Hammer updates its Berry. We'll get the Earth Power to Crawdaunt here, and that'll KO. Okay. They bring that in immediately. It has Fake Out. I do have Protect on Roaring Moon. Okay, and this also will kill the last turn of their Tailwind. I'm surprised they didn't Fake Out Camerupt. I feel like that Protect was pretty obvious, but Camerupt survives. The Hyper Voice gets a Heat Wave, burns Manchow, and I might still be in this after all. Oh, that's their last Pokemon. I forgot. I knocked out the Shaman already. So yeah, that burn is pretty big, I think, but also Tailwind is up, so... Actually, the burn doesn't matter, because Dragon Claw just KOs there. Alright, we pulled that one back from the precipice. I'm having a lot of fun here. Let's get another. Gotta love the chaos of random formats, especially with Pokemon you're not used to in them. This opponent sure got an interesting team, but so did I. I got Mew. Thunderwave, Encore, Coaching, Pollen Puff. That's cool. Is there something that can really take advantage? That could enable a ton. I mean, that's an amazing support for a physical setup Pokemon, but let's see. Or, yeah, I mean, Mew can even help them do the setup. We got a Rotom here. It's got Will-O-Wisp. This Tinkaton could receive Coaching Boost from Mew. They also have a Tinkaton. Is it the same set? I think so. Ariados, Sticky Web, whatever. I didn't know that Ariados gets Rage Powder, actually. Dragon Dance Gyarados. Okay, now we're cooking. It's Terra Ground as well, so the Lantern is not necessarily a problem for that. And then I've got this Skuntank. I mean, sure. I'm just going to lead Mew Gyarados. I don't know if it's a good idea, but Lantern is Volt Absorb, okay. But yeah, it'll be fun to pull this off if I can. I'm going to bring Tinkaton and Rotom to try to round out my coverage here. They lead Tinkaton Haxorus. The Tinkaton has Fake Out. What's my Gyarados' ability? It is Intimidate. Okay, good. Swords Dance Haxorus could be a problem. But I'm going to go straight for Coaching. They can fake something out. I don't think I have Protect on either of these. Nope. No Covert Cloak either. But yeah, I'll just try to Coaching and Dragon Dance. They'll stop one of them. They stop Mew. That's probably preferable. Gyarados gets a Dragon Dance. The Haxorus has Close Combat, Scale Shot. Mew is faster than Haxorus, actually, so I can Encore it. I think I might as well do that. Gyarados doesn't really have good coverage for it, but there is the Earthquake, which I can boost with the Ground Terra. But of course, I'll have to... Well, unless I want to hit my own Mew, I'll have to switch Rotom in to really take advantage of that. But I'm pretty safe to just get a second Dragon Dance here. Yep, Haxorus is locked into Swords Dance. They go Stealth Rock, but I don't think I care. Yeah, the Tinkaton doesn't have anything great to threaten Gyarados. I can just go Coaching and Dragon Dance here, get to +4. Gigaton Hammer. And I'm probably good to just start Earthquaking now, right? I'll switch Rotom in for the Levitate. Click Earthquake. They go Lantern. Oh, no. Ooh, that was the wrong turn to do that. Haxorus actually survives, but it's still locked into Swords Dance. Ooh, but now they get their +4 Haxorus, and they can bring Tinkaton back in and fake me out. Okay, I didn't think that part all the way through, did I? Is Rotom faster than Haxorus? Yes, it guaranteed is. So I'll Shadow Ball and hope that KOs. And Gyarados doesn't have Protect, so all I can do here is Earthquake, but they'll definitely fake Gyarados out. Yep. Shadow Ball. Crit KOs with a crit. Don't know if it mattered, but that should seal it. They forfeit. They forfeit the entire set, so we won't be going to a game 2. Okay. Well, you know, I might be pretty frustrated if I were on the other side of that game. This opponent has a Landform Shaman. They also have Teal Mask Ogrepon, Furret, Hawlucha, Fezandipity, and Frostlass. I have Specs Primarina. Nice. Life Orb Crabominable with Wide Guard. Body Press, Iron Defense, Resto Chesto, Bastardon. That might actually be decent here. I have Life Orb Cinderace, Tailwind Scyther, and this Clefairy has Moonblast, but otherwise it's pretty standard. How do I want to lead into this? I actually like the Bastardon here, except it's Terra Fighting. Yeah, so it kind of loses to Hawlucha. But I could lead Bastardon with like Primarina and try to pressure the Hawlucha out. It's Terra Fire. It could get a little bit awkward. I could lead it with Clefairy. Because then if I get the defense high enough, then it's probably fine into Hawlucha, right? I'll still bring the Primarina. And let's just bring Cinderace. Okay, Ogrepon. Choice banned Ogrepon. Wow. And Hawlucha. It's Sword Stance Hawlucha. This could get pretty dicey, but I'm just going to go straight for an Iron Defense and a Follow Me. If the Hawlucha sets up, then I could be in trouble. But if it just attacks, then I'm probably off to a good start. And it does just attack, in fact, with close combat, so it weakens its defenses. Oh, never mind, White Herb. Ogrepon locks into Knockoff, so Clefairy's Eviolite is gone, but it's not doing a lot of damage to Clefairy. Let's just get another one. I think I'm even okay to sack Clefairy here. Then I can get Primarina in and start pressuring things. Or, in this position, maybe Cinderace. Because I have a Grass type on the other side. That's even true after they switch the Ogrepon out. The Shaman has... Okay, it has Seed Flare. So that could lower my stuff. The Hawlucha is going for the Sword Stances now. Kind of want to just body press it. It's resisted. I don't know what it'll do. Alternatively, I could just body press Shaman here and Moonblast Hawlucha. Try to get some damage on it. They Brave Bird Clefairy, they knock it out, so I don't get the Moonblast off, but Hawlucha does take some damage. And the Shaman goes for Earth Power to Bastardon. I was kind of sleeping on that, and unfortunately the body press doesn't quite KO, so I think my game plan here probably doesn't work. Especially since Hawlucha is going to go before Cinderace, thanks to the Unburden. So, yeah, I think Hawlucha just sweeps me at this point. But hey, it was worth a shot, right? What? Hold on. Cinderace has Sucker Punch. I can at least land that into Shaman before I lose. And then what'll do more to Hawlucha? Body Press or Foul Play? They're both resisted. Body Press is +4. I'm going to Terra Fighting, Body Press, and yeah, Sucker Punch Shaman. Doesn't KO. The Shaman is just bulky enough to be a problem. But Bastardon does survive the Earth Power after Terra. Of course, now it doesn't resist Seed Flare. So I get rid of the Hawlucha, but I think I still lose to the Grass types. I've used my Terra. I have to bring Primarina in now. I'll go for a Rest. Because what else am I going to do here? And I'll go for Hyper Voice. If Primarina gets an attack off, which it won't, then I can knock out Shaman and chip Ogrepon. Ogrepon Terras. And that Choice Banded Ivy Cudgel just deletes Primarina, obviously. Bastardon will get its rest here, and actually it'll wake up immediately thanks to Chesto Berry. So it might not be over just yet, but it's hard to imagine Bastardon beats 3 of their Pokemon from here. I mean, it's not taking too much from that Ivy Cudgel. The Seed Flare does a fair bit more. We do finally knock out the Shaman. It's Fezandipity in the back, so this is, you know, it would be nice to still be a Steel type here, but what can you do? Again, Bastardon's attacks are resisted. Body Press is double resisted, but I still trust it more than Foul Play here without doing the math. They go Gunk Shot. I don't know why they don't just play rough, but they get the Toxic Chain. I probably don't get this rest off, but it's kind of all I can try at this point. No. Big damage. And Bastardon goes down. Well, that honestly worked better than I thought it might, but still didn't work. Okay, game 2. Kind of a wild team on their side. I have Choice Band Tauros, Intimidate, Specs Intellion, sure. I don't even have Snipe Shot, so I can't get around the Furret with that. Decorate Tailwind Smeargle. Okay. Okay, maybe I can decorate something here. I have a Rillaboom. I have Life Orb, Attack Deoxys with mixed offense, and I have Assault Vest, Therian Landorus. The Garg does not have Wide Guard. Honestly, Decorate into Landorus looks really good here, if I can pull it off. And then I like Intimidate in this game, so I think I'll bring Tauros. And do they have Trick Room? No, so Deoxys can outspeed everything and do big damage. Or I can bring Intellion. That'll threaten... I mean, they have a bunch of water weaknesses. I think I will bring Intellion. Sorry. I know I'm hyping up the mythical Pokemon, but I am leaving Deoxys behind for this one. So we get Intimidated to these two. That's very nice. Smeargle will be faster... Well, way faster than Snorlax. I don't have Focus Sash on the Smeargle. I have a Citrus Berry. Who gave Smeargle a Citrus Berry? It doesn't have... It can't take hits. That is a weird choice by whoever made these sets. Assuming they were made by people. I don't actually know how this stuff works. I kind of want to Terra Smeargle so that I can avoid a close combat and get a Decorate into Landorus. I think I'm going to do that. And Smeargle's faster than Landorus. Nice. So I'll just do that into... I don't have Earthquake. Huh. Into Stomping Tantrum on Snorlax. They switched the Iron Boulder out, so I didn't need to use my Terra there. Hopefully I didn't waste it when I'll need it later. Get a little bit of damage into Snorlax, less than I'd like, and it starts to set up with Curse. If I had Spore on Smeargle, that would come in handy right now, but I don't. But I'll just try to get another Decorate, and... also can't Terra Flying the Landorus, but oh well. I get my Decorate, go for another Stomping Tantrum into Snorlax. I am at least boosting more quickly than it is. We avoid a flinch from that. That was a Rock Slide, right? Yep, no flinch. Snorlax is still setting up. Landorus is setting up more quickly. Great Tusk is doing some damage back. I can Tailwind here, and then I don't have to worry about a flinch. So I'll do that. And I should be able to remove the Snorlax here. So Tailwind Smeargle, a little bit weird, but actually coming through in this position. Citrus Berry actually kind of coming through there too. Now the Iron Boulder is back. I think I might as well go for that last Decorate. And try to just get rid of this Iron Boulder. Nice. Terra Fighting, turned off its ground weakness, doesn't matter. +6 Landorus, and they forfeit. And now we go to game 3. I forgot that was game 2. Oh, they have Suicune, but then they have a bunch of, you know, not Suicune. Okay. Citrus Berry, Blaze Breed, Tauros. It has a couple of attacks and Will-O-Wisp. Body Press, Iron Defense, Trick Room, Carbink. Mixed Infernape. Assault Vest, Ludicolo. Too bad I probably don't have a Rain Setter. Got a nice bulky Blissey. That could come in handy, actually. Maybe not. They have some physical power. And I have Darkrai. Let's go. I don't have Dark Void, but I just have 3 attacks Darkrai. That still might be too cool to not bring. I do actually think I like Darkrai here. I just have to watch out for the Tauros and the Infernape. Maybe I don't like Darkrai here that much. But I think I bring Darkrai to this one. I can bring Tauros. Get the Intimidate into their Tauros and Infernape. Tauros, Darkrai. Do I want Blissey here? Nah, they have physical attackers mostly. I'll bring Carbink. And I'll bring... honestly, Ludicolo is not that bad here. Maybe I should have led Ludicolo, but I don't know. Darkrai's just so cool, you know? Okay, the Cricketune is kind of weird, but it does have Bug Bite. Darkrai is weak to that. It's intimidated, though. The Suicune, Protect, Tailwind, Scald, Ice Beam, Terra Dragon. Okay. I'm just going to go straight for a Raging Bull into Kricketune and Dark Pulse into Suicune. We'll see what they do. Let Kricketune go down. I would not bet that crit mattered. They get Tailwind, though. And they get their Tauros in. So my Pokemon are in some danger now. I can Terra Darkrai. It's Terra Poison. I can get a big Sludge Bomb into Tauros. I don't hate that here. It's otherwise kind of awkward for my Pokemon to do anything. I'm going to protect Tauros, and I am going to make that play with... Actually, I can just double protect this turn to kill turn of their Tailwind. Then I'll Terra Darkrai next turn, probably, assuming they try to... Oh, they actually go for Rock Slide with Tauros. Mine doesn't have Rock Slide. Oh, theirs is banded. Their Tauros is banded. Okay, we'll switch in Ludicolo. I guess I don't have to Terra Darkrai if they're going for Rock Slide. Maybe I want to anyway for bigger Sludge Bomb damage, but nah, let's just hope I poison them. Okay, the Rock Slide doesn't do too terribly much. Ludicolo takes a Scald very nicely. No burn. Darkrai flinches. Okay. Ludicolo can't protect because it has an Assault Vest. I also don't have Giga Drain. I can Fake Out, though. Fake Out Tauros, and... Let's try to remove the Suicune so they don't get another Tailwind. Okay, they bring in their own Fake Out Pokemon. That's going to be a bit of an issue for what I just said. They also eat their Citrus Berry, but maybe I can flinch Suicune, or maybe they Fake Out Darkrai instead of Ludicolo here. Nope, they Fake Out Ludicolo, which is a good call by them. I still can get the flinch, but no, they get their Tailwind back up. Okay. I'll protect Darkrai here, and I'm actually gonna go for Hydro Pump into Infernape, try to remove that before I start lowering Ludicolo's special attack. Terra Dark. So that's probably not just going to get knocked out by Hydro Pump anymore. Still big damage, but might be too little too late. The problem is that my Pokemon in the back just can't safely switch in on the Suicune. I'd probably start taking KOs here. I can switch to Tauros. I don't think they're going to Scald the Ludicolo slot, so let's do that. And let's just see if I can get a double protect with Darkrai. You know, the more I can do to kill their Tailwind turns, the better. No double protect. Tauros takes that knock off. Doesn't have to take a Scald. One turn of Tailwind left. Tauros has protect. My other two Pokemon do not. I guess I let Ludicolo go down here, try to get rid of the Suicune, and try to win with... Carbink. I don't think they're going to let me get this Leaf Storm into Suicune, but I'll try. No, they knock out Ludicolo. But now Tauros should be faster than Suicune. It does have Protect. But that's okay. I think we just go for close combat into Suicune. We don't try to read anything here. And we go for the Iron Defense with Carbink. Try to win the game with that Pokemon. I don't know. I still don't know what their last is, do I? And I don't know their Spiritomb set. Okay, their Spiritomb is physical, mostly. But... oh, I do have Moonblast on Carbink, so I guess I have damage into Spiritomb if they bring that, but hopefully they don't. They have no more Tailwind. Oh, right. It's Tauros. We did know that. Forgot they switched it out. Okay, so winning with Carbink might be real. I'm going to protect Tauros here. And I'm just going to try to get as much Iron Defense as I can. They're locking into Rock Slide again. Makes sense. That's a pretty big threat to my Tauros. I'm going to try to remove Infernape here if I can. I don't need close combat. I can Raging Bullet. I don't have Recovery on Carbink. That Bastardon had Rest, but the Carbink doesn't. Alright, I think it's time to Body Press their Tauros. Oh, that did so much. Infernape goes down. Rock Slide. That's not doing very much to Carbink, so that's... yeah, I'm good, I think. Raging Bull and Body Press. Tauros knocks out Tauros, and we win. Woo! That was a fun set. I'm really enjoying these random battles. I don't know how long I'm going to go here, but let's get another one right now for sure. Another Lantern. That's fun. I have a Groudon, though. I got a restricted Pokemon. I'm playing Reg G over here. Scarf Gardevoir. Cool. It's the Citrus Berry Camerupt again. It's the same set as earlier. Assault Vest Metagross. Assault Vest Hitmonchan. Sword Stance, Citrus Berry, Groudon. And it's Throat Spray Komodo. It's mixed. I mean, Komodo's pretty strong here. Terra Steel. Ironhead the Clefairy. I like it. Probably just lead Komodo. And then what? I probably want to pressure the Rillaboom if I'm leading Komodo. I can't Terra both Komodo and Groudon. That part's awkward. Maybe I want Groudon, actually. Groudon's really strong into this team. Okay, I'll lead Groudon with... Oh, Hitmonchan's faster than Rillaboom. I can fake it out first. So I'll lead Groudon, Hitmonchan. I'll bring Komodo still. And I think I'll bring Metagross last, just to have a strong Pokemon. But yeah, Hitmonchan can fake out the Rillaboom if they lead with that, and otherwise Groudon just tries to set up here. Okay, there is Rillaboom, and there's Zebstrika. Zebstrika has... Zebstrika has Overheat. I might want to Terra Groudon just to deal with that. Okay, I'm fine with that. Terra, Sword Stance, fake out Rillaboom. I don't want Groudon taking a neutral Overheat and Sun. Seems like a bad idea for me. This ladder's super fun. If you're watching this, I hope it's still up or you found it before this video went up. Because I have a feeling this ladder's probably going away in the next few days as of time of recording. Alright, they brought Clefairy in, but that, I mean, Precipice Blades doesn't care about that. And what does Clefairy have? They do have Moonblast. I can just switch to Metagross to preserve Hitmonchan, right? Yeah, I think Hitmonchan might be valuable to have in the back as well, because I can get the fake out pressure again. So we'll just go Metagross here. If it takes... if they read me somehow and overheat the Metagross, I don't think that's the end of the world. And I think it's good to be able to bring Hitmonchan back in, like I said. Helping Hand. Okay, what's Zebstrika doing? Just a big Thunderbolt into Groudon. That is a big Thunderbolt. That does a lot of damage. Please connect. Nice. Hit both targets with Precipice Blades. Who's coming in? Is it Rillaboom or is it somebody else? It's got to be Rillaboom, almost certainly. Because these other Pokemon are so slow and weak to ground. It's Lantern. That Pokemon is slow and weak to ground. Oh, it's Terra Flying. Terra Flying Lantern. Wow. Okay, I'm going to Protect. So that I'll know if it Terras. Ooh, can I do that? They get Fake Out Pressure with Rillaboom right after that. Okay, but they have Sun. Can't be burned by a Scald. I think I'm okay with protecting Groudon here. And I'm going to go for Heavy Slam into Clefairy. Try to remove that. They don't Terra. They just Electro Web. Clefairy's gone. They didn't Terra the Lantern. Do I Precipice Blades this next turn? I also could just click Heat Crash into Rillaboom. I think that's okay. I mean, my Pokemon in the back can beat the Lantern too. They'll probably Fake Out Groudon this turn anyway. But yeah, I'll just go for damage into Rillaboom. Yeah. They'll probably Fake Out Groudon. I just protected. But I don't think Groudon gets KO'd here, so... I think I'm okay with it. Of course, they can get a speed drop on Groudon, and then Lantern might not be so slow anymore, but... Even so, the Sun is still up next turn. They actually just U-turn into Metagross. There's no Fake Out. They do Terra the Lantern, though, so I'm glad I didn't click Precipice Blades. We just get the KO on Rillaboom here, and this will now be our neutral Heavy Slam into Lantern. Does a little bit more than half. They get their Berry, but yeah, this is over. Lantern is not 1v4ing the rest of my team. Just Heat Crash, and yeah, Heavy Slam. Thunderbolt Metagross doesn't do very much, and a Heat Crash finishes the job. Alright, game 2, though. the teams will be different. Maybe they'll get a restricted Pokemon and I won't this time. They did. That actually did happen. They get Lugia. And I don't have a restricted Pokemon. Okay, Combined Lugia. I better have a way to threaten that immediately. I have Life Orb Stonjourner. Rock Polish. Okay. Specs Armarouge. That's pretty cool, but it's not super threatening into Lugia. I have Life Orb Victory Bell. Knockoff into Lugia might not be bad. I have Choice Band Delibird. That's funny. I might have to bring that just because it's funny. Delibird's faster than Victory Bell. I have Citrus Berry, 3 attacks, Special Goodra, and Sword Stance Dawn Lycanroc? Midday. Sword Stance Midday Lycanroc with a Life Orb. That's pretty threatening into a lot of their team. It is kind of afraid of the Mienshao, though. I think I do want to lead Victory Bell so I can knock off the Lugia immediately if I see that. And then I probably want some damage. I kind of want to lead Lycanroc. I'm just a little bit afraid of the Mienshao. But I can just switch to Armarouge, right, if I see that? Unfortunately, it's not weak armor Armarouge, but it's still an offensive threat. I'll bring Lycanroc, I'll bring Armarouge, and I kind of want to bring Choice Band Delibird just because. So I'm going to. Okay, Victory Bell, Lycanroc, Mienshao, Rampardos. Okay, no Lugia yet. It's Scarf Rampardos. Like I had in that other game. I'll just protect. Will I just protect? I don't, you know what? I'm going to make a read. I don't think you fake out Victory Bell here. I'm just going to Power Whip into the Rampardos and protect Lycanroc. I'm calling they don't fake out Victory Bell. I can get rid of this Rampardos. That's very helpful to me. Nice. Okay, they fake out Lycanroc, but they head smash Victory Bell and one-shot it. Okay, that wasn't really part of the plan. Alright, we'll go Banded Delibird here. I'm going to have to Terra Delibird, aren't I? Otherwise it's double weak to that head smash. Lycanroc is very fast, but the Rampardos has a Scarf. Alright, we're just going to do it. Terra Flying, Brave Bird into Mienshao, and... yeah, I mean, close combat into Rampardos, I guess. Oh, it's Lugia. They got me. They had the Lugia ready to switch in at just the right moment. And this was just the right moment. I lose Lycanroc. But Delibird is free to attack Mienshao now. It doesn't have a Focus Sash. It drops to that Choice Banded Terra Flying Brave Bird. The Lugia gets multi-scale back, though. I don't have knockoff anymore, and I have Armarouge in the back, so I probably just lose. But... ooh, especially with the Rampardos coming back in. This is a very free Rock Slide for them. Specs, right? I don't even want to lock into Psyshock or Energy Ball. Okay, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna Brave Bird Rampardos because I don't think Heat Wave KOs. I'm not gonna get an attack off anyway. They're just gonna knock my stuff out, or they'll take at least one KO before I move. But yeah, I don't think I can lock into Psyshock or Energy Ball against Lugia. Alright, 2 games down, and both times the side with a restricted Pokemon won. Let's see who gets a restricted Pokemon in Game 3. Your team looks so small, but so dangerous. I didn't get a restricted, but I did get a mythical. Let's see. Quiver Dance Venomoth, Life Orb, Tinted Lens, and it has Sleep Powder. That could be pretty strong. Life Orb Meloetta with Relic Song, so I can change the form. Combine Suicune. Got Pelipper, Tailwind. Got that Dipplin set again. That actually might not be bad here. Life Orb Sandy Shocks. Okay. I actually like the Sandy Shocks here. They have a lot of ground weaknesses. I could do like Sandy Shocks Venomoth and try to set Venomoth up by the fact that Sandy Shocks is more threatening, so the opponent is likely to prioritize it with their attacks. That is a little bit weak to Tatsugiri. What's the Terra type on Sandy Shocks? Electric. I think that's workable. Maybe I don't want to bring Venomoth into this Hawlucha, though. Maybe I want to bring... I could bring Combine Suicune. I have Terra Dragon, or alternatively Sandy Shocks can threaten the Zebstrika if we see that. So let's leave Suicune Sandy Shocks. And I'm actually going to bring the Venom... I'm going to leave the Venomoth behind, is what I mean. I'll bring Dipplin, because I can potentially heal Suicune with that, and I'll bring Meloetta, because it's a mythical. And I like having the chance to use it. Start from a little stiffly. We've got Zebstrika and Magmar. That's kind of the worst possible thing here, because it can redirect the Earth Power. So with that in mind, I'm going to Terra Suicune. There's not really any threat to a Dragon type on the board right now. I have that much going for me. I'll go straight for a Calm Mind, and I will still try... I don't have to Earth Power Zebstrika if I'm going Terra Dragon. It's immediately less dangerous, so I'll go for the Earth Power into Magmar. No restricted Pokemon, but I got a mythical, so I should win, right? They just double protect, which I think is okay. That gives me the Calm Mind pretty freely. I'll just go for another one, even. Do they have Clear Smog on Magmar? No. I'm just going to make the same play as last turn. I think it's still pretty sound here. Or I could set up Stealth Rock, but I think I just want to take the damage. They can switch to Hawlucha, I guess. But then I'm threatening Volt Switch or Thunderbolt into that. And yeah, the Zebstrika is just not well positioned against a ground type and a dragon type right now. So this is a pretty safe position to go for setup, I think. Oh, they do have the high horsepower. It does a lot to Sandy Shocks. But... and they get the KO with the Heat Wave. But, you know, I do get my Calm Mind still. Suicune's at +2 now. I can go Dipplin. I still resist the Wild Charge. And I can Pollen Puff into Suicune anytime I want. The only question is, do I save Dipplin for later? But no, I think Dipplin's fine here while the Zebstrika is still on the board. And I'll just go right for a Scald into Magmar, and I'll go for a Syrup Bomb into Zebstrika. If it switches out, I can slow down whatever comes in. Yeah, save Meloetta in the back. We'll see if I get the chance to use it. Okay, they protect Zebstrika, that's fine. They burn Suicune, that's a little bit less fine. But I can start to try to go for the win with Suicune now anyway. I do have the leftovers to offset the burn damage. There's the Hawlucha, finally. I can just Ice Beam that. Oh, it is Terra Fire, though. So actually, I'm going to Scald it. I have the burn chance, and if they Terra, it's super effective. And I'll switch Dipplin out to Meloetta here. Preserve that, so it doesn't, hopefully doesn't have to take a Brave Bird. Because again, I can come back in, and if I get it safely positioned against Zebstrika and, like... actually, anything in the back can threaten it, right? I guess Vigoroth is the least threatening thing. Dipplin is kind of threatened by Tatsugiri or Hisuian Quillfish. But yeah, there might still be a way that I can get a Pollen Puff into Suicune, and actually at this rate I might need it. I'm going to double into the Hawlucha here with Scald and Relic Song. Oh, Relic Song is a spread move? I didn't know that, because I've never used Meloetta in a VGC format before. Okay, they go Tatsugiri. And they do Terra the Hawlucha, they Swords Dance. I guess they thought I would Ice Beam. I don't know why after I went for Scald last turn. But Relic Song puts Tatsugiri to sleep. Oh, they have Storm Drain. I didn't even check for that. That's pretty cool. Do I lose? Meloetta is faster than Hawlucha. Okay. That might just save me. I'm going to go for the Ice Beam into Tatsugiri and Close Combat into Hawlucha. It doesn't resist anymore. Yep, Meloetta's faster because they didn't get their White Herb, so we knock out Hawlucha. Look at this mythical Pokemon putting in work. Get some nice damage into Tatsugiri. What's last? Zebstrika, we knew that already. Meloetta is probably slower than Zebstrika by 1 point, but Zebstrika is not really very threatening into Suicune still, so I'll just Ice Beam Tatsugiri again. And that should KO, and I'm actually just going to switch Meloetta out to Dipplin. Preserve Meloetta in the back, just in case. Tatsugiri stays asleep, we knock it out with this Ice Beam, and that'll be game. Yeah, they forfeit. Nice! I'm having a lot of fun. I feel like I've been recording for a while, but I'm going to get one more set. At least one more, but yeah, probably only one more, because it feels like this has been going a little long already. Yeah, almost an hour. Okay. Ooh, Entei, Tyranitar, Mousehold. That's some scary stuff. And I have a Swalot. Okay. Alright, this is a bit of a weird Comfey, but it has Tailwind. Life Orb Kingdra that sets its own Rain Dance. I don't remember what a Wiki Berry is. I think it's one of those recovery berries like Figgy or Ayapapa. Got Thunder Wave on the Swalot, sure. Heavy Duty Boots. I guess there are more hazards than you usually see in VGC on these teams. Kind of a weird Arcanine. Trick Room setting Revenant. Sadly not the Leech Seed Harvest stuff. It does have Harvest, but not Leech Seed. But I can set Trick Room for this Guts Flame Orb Hariyama. That could be very strong. Do I just try to win with Hariyama? They do have a Hitmontop though. I can Intimidate. But I have Comfey. I can threaten the Hitmontop with that, or if they Terra Steel, then it's weak to the Hariyama. So I'm just going to do Trevenant, Hariyama lead, Comfey, and probably Arcanine is best. In a vacuum. Maybe not into this team. But I need answers to... I have answers to the Blissey. I just don't trust the Kingdra here. I'm going to bring Arcanine. Alright, they lead Hitmontop, Entei. The Hitmontop is not really what I want to see, nor is the Entei, actually, because I can just attack Trevenant and maybe deny my Trick Room. Do I Terra Dark Trevenant here? I don't love the Terra immediately like that, but I think it's worth it. Yeah, I think it's worth it. And I'm just going to pivot Hariyama out to Arcanine, get rid of the Intimidate drop. That does mean I have to get Hariyama back in. Oh, maybe I should have taken the turn to activate the Flame Orb first, but I don't know. This timing is annoying. Yeah, Trevenant survives the Sacred Fire, gets the Trick Room up, gets its Berry back. That's nice. I can go Hariyama here. I don't love it taking a Sacred Fire, but it's not like I care about a burn. Or I can just start clicking Poltergeist, but Trevenant does have the attack drop. I'll just hard switch to Hariyama and... Ooh, I can Howl. I just want to get damage on this Hitmontop, though, if I can. They might switch it out. They don't. They do double into the Hariyama slot. That's so much damage before Hariyama gets to do anything. Okay. And the Entei... Oh, the Entei is Choice Banded. It's locked into Sacred Fire, so it can't Extreme Speed this turn. If they have Mimikyu in the back, though, they can kind of just cook me. Let's just Facade the Hitmontop, I guess. No. Facade into Entei, Extreme Speed into Hitmontop. Ah, they switched the Mimikyu in. That's what I was worried they were going to do. But then I played into it anyway. They get rid of Hariyama. That's a bad start to this game for me. I guess I'll go Comfey here. And try to get rid of the Hitmontop. You know what? I think it's better to Extreme Speed that slot. I could definitely see them switching Hitmontop out. Let's break the disguise with Comfey. Extreme Speed Hitmontop, or if they switch Entei back in, this chips that. Or chips Blissey or Mousehold. Or Tyranitar, but not very much. Okay, it's Entei. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't Draining Kiss that slot, I guess. Extreme Speed doesn't do a whole lot, though. And it's Swords Dance Mimikyu. Do I Protect on Arcanine? No. Nor do I have it on Comfey. So let's just try to attack the Mimikyu, I guess. Sacred Fire does a fair bit to Comfey and gets the burn. Ooh, don't quite knock out Mimikyu. That's not good. Comfey drops. Trick Room's over. Mimikyu drops its own Life Orb, but Trick Room is over, and I'm down to Trevenant and Arcanine. They get Intimidate. I cannot do anything about that anymore. They have Fake Out Pressure. I don't have Protect. I don't have anything with Protect right now. I'll go for another Trick Room and Trick Room and Howl. Try to get rid of the Intimidate. That's probably too little too late, but they're going to fake something out here anyway. I could see them faking out Trevenant and then knocking it out with... Has Entei moved yet? Yeah, Sacred Fire. Doesn't quite KO. Doesn't get the burn. I mean, Trevenant, I guess always clicks Trick Room because it's going to move last anyway. They can miss Sacred Fire. I'll Extreme Speed hit him on top. And yeah, I think if there's a path to me winning this, it starts with a 5% chance of a Sacred Fire miss, but we don't get it. And Terra Ghost Mouse Hold. Alright. Flare Blitz it. Drop the Pop Bomb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fair enough. Game 2. They have a Miraidon! Why do they have a Miraidon? Why am I seeing a Miraidon on their side and a Victory Bell on my side? Okay, but I actually might have a Sun Team here. Hang on. Life Orb Victory Bell, like I had earlier. Dry Skin Toxicroak, not great on a Sun Team, especially with the Focus Sash. But I got another Chlorophyll user in the Scovillain. Rage Powder, Will-O-Wisp. I got a Sun Team here. Interesting Torkoal. Salt Vest Luxray. That actually might be good into this Miraidon. It even has Play Rough. And there's Chanpao. Chanpao might be good here too. What's the Terra type on Miraidon? It's Electric. So it's not Fairy. They have Venusaur. Why do they have Venusaur when I have... Oh, it's Overgrow Venusaur. Oh, okay. I'm gaming. The problem is I can't... I want to bring everything except Toxicroak, and I can't. I have to leave one behind. And I think it's probably Victory Bell. Honestly, no. Victory Bell has better coverage here than Scovillain. Except into the Venusaur, but I have other stuff for the Venusaur. They don't even have Sleep Powder. I'm not afraid of the Venusaur. I'm going to lead Torkoal. No. I'm going to lead Luxray, Chanpao, try to threaten the Miraidon immediately, and then I'll bring Torkoal and... What did I say? Victory Bell? Yeah, I think so. Okay, Mimikyu, Miraidon. So that's a little bit of a problem just because I just want to target the Miraidon immediately, so I'm not really in a position to break the disguise then. Actually, I could Snarl with Luxray instead of clicking Play Rough. Yeah, okay, I'll Snarl. That should break the disguise and nerf Miraidon if it's still on the field by then. Do I Icicle? Oh yeah, Chanpao is guaranteed faster than Miraidon. Thank you, Level Balance. I'll just Icicle Crash the Miraidon slot. They hard switch out to Lumineon. I missed the Icicle Crash anyway. Play Rough doesn't KO Chanpao, so that's good. Break the disguise. Lumineon has a couple of special attacks, so maybe that Snarl drop matters. I also can Wild Charge it, but I probably want to be a little bit more careful than that with Luxray's HP. It's hard to say. Honestly, what else is Luxray doing here? I'll just Wild Charge Lumineon. And... guess I'll go for Icicle Crash into Mimikyu. I don't know. I don't know how to play this position. Have you ever seen a position like this before? Tell me if you're experienced with this position and you know what to do. They go to Goodra. So that's going to take a Wild Charge pretty well, huh? Shadow Sneak from the Mimikyu doesn't do much to Chanpao, and we knock Mimikyu out. Oh, Wild Charge did 40 in Electric Terrain. That's not bad. Lumineon's back, and it will be faster than Luxray, and it hasn't taken a Snarl drop now. Faster than Luxray, but slower than Chanpao. I'm just going to click my super effective attacks. I'm not overthinking this one. They could Terra something, but they don't. So Goodra's gone. Icy Wind. Misses Chanpao. That's huge, because we know Chanpao is faster than Miraidon. It's still here at 5%. It might just win the game on the spot if it lands an Icicle Crash. And I'll go for Snarl as well. Yeah, Miraidon Terras. Still takes a lot from Icicle Crash. Chanpao drops Life Orb. Miraidon goes for Electro Drift into Luxray. Does not KO. I guess a Crunch or Play Rough would have just knocked it out there, but it's okay. They forfeit, and we're going to game 3. They have Smeargle. Oh, but I have so many cool Pokemon, and I have a Restricted, so I'm definitely going to win, right? That's what we've learned. Okay, Life Orb is Spothra. Speed Boost Baton Pass. That's pretty cool. Specs Walking Wake. Let's go. Some kind of weird Leech Seed Appleton. What does Apple Acid do? Is it like regular acid? Or acid spray? I don't remember. I've got Weakness Policy, Flame Charge, Solgaleo. I don't know if I'll need the Flame Charge in this game, but that's pretty strong. I don't have a Psychic Attack, which is unfortunate into Infernape. I have Wo-Chen. And I have Tailwind Volbeat. No Sunny Day. Sunny Day would be kind of nice on this Volbeat. Alright, what do I do? It's a Decorate Tailwind Smeargle like I had earlier. It's not the scariest thing. I could just lead a Spothra Solgaleo, I think. That kind of loses to Slowbro. How do I not lose to Slowbro, honestly? I guess I bring Wo-Chien. Or maybe Appleton? I guess I bring Wo-Chien. That's how I don't lose to Slowbro. So I'll bring Walking Wake and Wo-Chien. Okay, Infernape, Thundurus. Does the Infernape have Fake Out? Yes. Spothra can Protect. Wait, what does the Thundurus have? It's just a mixed attacker with Defiant. Okay, so no Prankster Thunderwave or anything. That's great. Both of my Pokemon can Protect, so I'll just do that. They don't even have an Nasty Plot on the Thundurus. There's really not much opportunity cost to a double Protect here. The Infernape's item is Focus Sash. Okay, I kind of figured. It'll be faster than Solgaleo, but not a Spothra. I'm just going to attack this Infernape, I think. Oh, it's Terra Dark. That's fine, I'll just pin it with Lumina Crash and Close Combat. Okay, they Terra. They're muted the Lumina Crash. Oh, that does mean I don't KO because it has the Sash. Okay, they miss Wild Bolt Storm into a Spothra. That's some good luck for me. Now they don't have priority. I can Dazzling Gleam. Probably lose a Spothra, but I think I'm okay with that. The Thundurus kind of just loses to Wo-Chien because it has 2 physical attacks and an electric attack. So I'll go Wo-Chien here. I switched Infernape out. That's fine. I think. Well, they might get the KO into a Spothra now. Yeah, they do. No Para? Okay. Thundurus is max 221 speed. It's probably at its max, so it's probably faster than Walking Wake. But that also will make it faster than Smeargle, so it won't be able to get a boost immediately. I think I'm going to bring in Walking Wake here. I'll go Draco Meteor into the Thundurus. If they redirect it into Smeargle, I think I'm okay with that. And I'll just go for a Leech Seed here. Try to make Wo-Chien annoying and have it stick around for the rest of the game. That would be ideal. They do still have Infernape available. Okay, they Fake Out Walking Wake. They go straight for a Wild Bolt Storm. No Para. Wo-Chien gets its Leech Seed into Smeargle. I'll go for Draco Meteor into Walking Wake again, and I'll go for... I might as well... Or into Thundurus. I might as well knock off into that slot as well. Okay, there's the Follow Me. Walking Wake is taking a lot of damage. I do get rid of the Smeargle here. Infernape is back. I'll switch to Solgaleo. Protect Wo-Chien. I can think about the Terra Poison on Wo-Chien to get past the Infernape. And hope they don't have Slowbro in the back. But they might have Slowbro. It's pretty good into my team. They might have maneuvered me into a tough spot here. We'll see. They crit with the Fake Out. I don't think that matters too much. I'll go for Flame Charge into Infernape. And I guess I'll Terra Poison Wo-Chien here and Leech Seed the Thundurus. Solgaleo gets knocked out by the Overheat, so not necessarily the best use of my Terra. But Acrobatics actually did a fair bit too. Good parry, but we do have the Leech Seed up. However, Walking Wake is not well positioned here. It probably just goes down unless I dodge the Wild Bolt Storm. But yeah, we'll just Leech Seed stuff. Oh, they do have Slowbro. Okay, yeah, they played that pretty well then. Slowbro has... yeah, it has Psyshock. That's a bit rough for me. But let's get rid of a Pokemon now, and then they can't switch around. Oh, almost got rid of a Pokemon. Okay, no, that Psyshock does too much damage. I lose this. Well... you know what? I'm gonna get one more. I'm enjoying this. And that last game was a little rough. I'm gonna get one more. Whoa, a Feraligatr. Whoa, and a Turtle. Whoa, we both have restricteds this time. Got my Sword Stance Groudon again. Choice Band Heracross. Iron Bundle. No Encore, but it's got offensive pressure still. Got that Life Orb mixed Blaziken again. Iron Defense Body Press Registeel. Assault Vest Go-Goat. That's pretty funny. The Eternatus has Flamethrower, so I can't just Registeel it necessarily. Let's just lead Groudon Iron Bundle and figure it out. And I think I'll still bring Registeel. And Blaziken. Yeah, okay. I think this is definitely the last set. But this has been a lot of fun. I really enjoy the building side of the game, but just switching that part of the brain off and using random teams is a lot of fun sometimes, for sure. Okay, Breloom or Alligator. It's pretty threatening. If Breloom is max speed, it's faster than Groudon. So let's Icy Wind and Heat Crash Breloom. I don't know if this is necessary. I'm not confident that it'll be max speed, but I really don't want to take a Spore. And I don't have to this game. Okay, the Sword Stance for Alligator, but it's pretty vulnerable, right? To like a Freeze Dry. This is Terra type. Dragon, it's super vulnerable to a Freeze Dry. They get Eternatus here. That's kind of dangerous. I'm just going to go straight for Precipice Blades and, yeah, Freeze Dry into for Alligator. It doesn't have Protect. They gonna let it take this? I actually took that better than I would have liked. They also turned off Eternatus' ground weakness. And for Alligator survives the other thing. Pretty low now, though. I'm going to try to get my Sword Stance, and I'm going to go for an Icy Wind and hope that KOs for Alligator. They still do half in the Sun with the Aqua Jet, but yeah, the Sun nerf is coming in handy there. Iron Bundle's move is feels a little bit wasted as it's just an Icy Wind into Eternatus, but yeah, get Groudon to +2. They go Dragonite, they have extreme speed. They don't have Multiscale, and they've used their Terra. So I think I don't have Protect on Groudon. I think I'm going to switch it in Registeel here to try to take the extreme speed and just try to knock out this Dragonite. Iron Bundle is pretty physically bulky. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's invested that way, but stats-wise it is, so I'm not worried about it taking extreme speed. They actually low kick. That does a ton to Registeel. But it does get through the turn. Dragonite does not have Protect, so this is a pretty safe Icy Wind here. And I'll go for a Thunder Wave into Eternatus. I don't think they'll let me land it, but it would be nice to maybe cheese it. Miss Icy Wind on the target I care about. Might have been nice to cheese a full para at some point. They went for Cosmic Power. If I just landed the Icy Wind, the Eternatus would be paralyzed. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I might just lose to Eternatus, but I'm going to try not to. I could crit it with a Freeze Dry or something. As long as the sun's not up, I can freeze it. We'll protect Blaziken here. We'll go for that Icy Wind again. And of course, it is still weak to Freeze Dry, even as a water type. That being the unique property of that move. Okay, we land the Icy Wind this time. What does Eternatus do? Dynamax Cannon, does a bunch to Iron Bundle. I could use a big crit or freeze with this Freeze Dry. Just start clicking Close Combat into it as well. About a quarter. No crit, no freeze. Did they not got Iron Bundle? That would make sense. No, they attack Blaziken, and they don't quite KO. So I get another Freeze Dry into Eternatus now. That actually is doing quite a bit of damage. In fact, I think I just win now, right? Because my two attacks will come out before they can recover or anything. So I guess I didn't need the crit or freeze. Let's see. Big damage. Big damage. All right, we take game 1. Iron Bundle really coming through there. On to game 2. Iron Bundle putting in more work than its present-day cousin, Choice Band Delibird, if we're being honest. We're taking some time. I hope we do play game 2. Come on. Okay, we're here. Look at that Jotonian Typhlosion. Just blazing away over there. No restricted Pokemon. They have a Garganacl. It doesn't have Wide Guard, nor does the Hitmonlee. I have Snarl, Howl, Body Press, Play Rough, Darkspawn. That's fun. Especially if they bring Typhlosion. I might want to bring Darkspawn just to have that switch in available. I have a Breloom this time. Technician, Life Orb stuff. I have Cryogonal with Haze and Rapid Spin, sure. Specs Primarina, that looks pretty strong here. Yeah, almost all their Pokemon are weak to Primarina. Of course, they do have Tinglu. I have a Corviknight, but it has no setup, so that's annoying. And I have Female and Indeedee. I'm going to lead Primarina. Breloom. Or they'll just time out. What in the world? Okay, we can't end it on that. I'll get one more set. I'll get one more set. I'll get one more set. We can't end it on that. They found a way to make that not the last set. If I find an opponent, we'll get one more. One more set if I can find an opponent. Where are the opponents? Give opponent, please. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes, let's go. They have a Sky Shaman. I have a Mew. Okay. I have Quiver Dance, Electric Oricorio. Nice. Ground Terra, so I can get Ground Revelation Dance if I Terra. Terra Flying, Cobalion, Coaching, and Thunder Wave. I could coach this Iron Boulder. That might be a good idea, actually. The Mew has Coaching, but this one doesn't have... I feel like I had different moves last time I had a Mew. I don't remember. Yeah, I definitely didn't have Transform last time, or Imprison. Got Iron Bundle again. Fresh off a big showing. I got Shell Smash, Poltegeist. I kind of want to just try to coach Iron Boulder right away. That's weak to some stuff they have, though. Like Rillaboom and Grimmsnarl. They don't have a Dark Attack on Grimmsnarl. It's Terra Fighting Iron Boulder. That's still kind of weak into their team. Okay, maybe that doesn't work. Oh, but Iron Bundle is really good here. I could do Iron Bundle Cobalion. Or I could do Iron Bundle Oricorio. Let's do that. And I'll bring these two in the back in case they can be useful. Okay, Grimmsnarl. No screens. Brian Hands. Assault Vest. That kind of beats my whole team. Protect Iron Bundle. I think they fake out Iron Bundle. I'm going to go for a Quiver Dance turn 1. If I can get Quiver Dance set up and maybe get a Ground Revelation Dance into Iron Hands. I don't know how much Quiver Dance that'll take, though. Oricorio is not very strong, and the Hands has an Assault Vest. Ah, they fake out... Oh, they faked out both of my slots. Alright, fair enough, I guess. What do I do here? Hard switch to Iron Boulder. Try to threaten the Iron Hands with Zen Headbutt. I don't hate that. It's not going to take a close combat super well. But yeah, I don't hate it. Okay, we'll just Quiver Dance. Spirit Break. So that'll take away the special attack boost. That's pretty bad news for me, and they Volt Switch Iron Hands out. Yeah, this game doesn't look super promising so far. Here's the Rillaboom. I'm guessing it is Fake Out. They have 3 Pokemon with Fake Out. Man, it's like I'm actually playing VGC. No, Hard Cobalion. Protect. Now I've shown all my Pokemon, of course. Oricorio doesn't take the Spirit Break very well. I guess I just attack Grimmsnarl here. The Rillaboom doesn't have a good move to hit Cobalion, so that much is good. If I get rid of this Grimmsnarl. Oh, not quite. I thought about clicking Hurricane, but I thought Revelation Dance would be enough. I get the hands back in. How did Grips... Oh, Ironhead flinch, right. Don't have Protect on Cobalion. Back to Iron Boulder. Play that a little bit aggressively, because what else can I do here? Protect your Oricorio. Because they're just faking out everything. Underwave into Iron Boulder. That's not very good for me. Okay, Revelation Dance did... What, about a third? Yeah. Okay. Then I'm just going for that Hurricane now. No rain. Gotta cross my fingers and hope I connect. I want this Grimmsnarl out of here. Nice. Got rid of Grimmsnarl. Okay. Oricorio actually takes the Wild Charge. Iron Hands takes the Zen Headbutt, but got some damage on it. Rillaboom's back. Protect, protect. Got rid of one of their 3 Fake Out users. A little bit less Fake Out cycling available to them. Go right for a Wood Hammer to Iron Boulder. Fair enough, it is paralyzed. I'm just going to go for a big Hurricane into the Rillaboom right now. Big Hurricane. Let's go. Big money Hurricane. Is a little bit more than half. Okay. Bye Iron Boulder. Bye Oricorio. Now I've got these two. And I probably just lose to Iron Hands. But you know what? I'm going to try not to lose to Iron Hands. Alright, big Hydro Pump. Let's go. Big Hydro Pump. Who's ready to pump some Hydro? Let's do it. What is our Bundle's Terra type? Okay. I guess it would have given me more damage. I don't think I care right now. Big Hydro Pump. Guess I should have Terra'd. I actually probably knock out Iron Hands there if I Terra, huh? Well, okay. Do I protect on Iron Bundle? I think I do. Yeah. Okay, we'll protect. Get past the Grassy Glide this turn. Might need a double protect. But you know what? I'm due for some luck in this game. Well, we'll find out what their last Pokemon is. It's Yon Mega. So they don't have anything good for Cobalion now, actually. So that's something. Can I get this double protect? Yes! Okay, hold on. Rillaboom goes down. Bug Buzz does so much damage. Oh my god. Oh, Specs Tinted Lens. Fair enough. I don't protect. So they just knock me out here. Big Terra Water Hydro Pump. Oh, they're slower. Nice. I knew that already, didn't I? Alright, somehow I won game 1. I guess the attacks were hitting when I needed them, so that's a form of luck. What on earth? Alright, I have my Draft League mascot. Better give that a good showing. Alright, him on top. I do have Wide Guard. Doesn't look very useful here. They have Rock Slide? Yeah. Okay, I have Wide Guard if I need it. Toxic Orb, Toxic Boost, Zangoose. That boosts speed, right? That's not terrible. Screens Klefki with Thunder Wave. Follow me, Electabuzz. Okay. No Quiver Dance on Masquerain. Instead of Tailwind. I got the Revival Blessing Robska. Trick Room, Struggle Bug. So I could go all in on setup Zangoose here. Do I have something for Golurk? Yeah, I have knockoff. Alright, let's just do it. Zangoose, Klefki, Electabuzz, Robska. All in on sweeping with Zangoose. They lead Golurk in their own Electabuzz, which I kind of didn't really notice they had until just now. I guess I'll just go straight for a knockoff into that, and they have no guard Dynamic Punch. What's my Terra? Normal. Oh, that's not helpful here. They have no guard Dynamic Punch. Well, I'll Reflect and Pray. It's crit. Okay, I lose Klefki, but I do get a Reflect. Life Orb Golurk. I guess I can try clicking Psychic with Rabska. I don't feel very good bringing Electabuzz in here. It's Facade there, Electabuzz. And yeah, let's just Psychic Golurk. I can definitely lose to Golurk. So, you know, I'm going to try not to. Electro Web. And I do have Trick Room, but no I don't. I have already made Zangoose slower than Golurk. I get Low Kicks. I have First Impression. But I mean, I guess I just follow me knockoff here, right? I don't have Protect on Electabuzz, so I don't think I can... And Zangoose is taking toxic damage, so I don't think I could be messing around with Protects. Yeah, all in on Zangoose didn't look like a great game plan, but it would have been pretty cool if it worked. Maybe it can still work. I just wouldn't bet on it. Yeah, they go for the Dynamic Punch, which of course confuses Electabuzz, but better that than confusing Zangoose. We do get the KO on Golurk, finally. What's their last Pokemon? Rhyperior. That's going to be hard to break. Alright, let's get rid of Low Kicks. I didn't bring him on top, so I don't have the Wide Guard available. Weakness Policy, Rhyperior. Let's try to get rid of that. I don't think they'll let me, though. No. Okay, I lose this turn. Look, do I at least knock out Low Kicks? Yeah, but then get KO'd back. Oh, the toxic damage. Okay, well, we're going to game 3. Oh, I have a Magcargo. Let's go. I have 2 restricted Pokemon. And a Magcargo. Oh, I almost can't see this Entei behind Tinkaton's hammer. Alright, Shell Smash with Cargo, Life Orb. Origin Dialga with Thunder Wave for some reason and 3 attacks. Special, no, mixed Rayquaza. Amazing. Should I just lead with my 2 restricted Pokemon? Just like as a flex. Shell Smash Cloyster. I got two Shell Smash Pokemon. But neither one is very good in this matchup. Maybe Cloyster could work. I have Assault Vest Conkeldurr, but it's Iron Fist, so I really don't want to take in a Sacred Fire. And I have Wellspring Mask Ogerpon. Honestly, most of this team is pretty bad into their team, except these 2, so I'm just going to lead the Restricteds. The Quagsire does not have Water Absorb. I'll bring Cloyster and Ogerpon. I feel like those are my 2 best other Pokemon. Okay, Tinkaton, Entei. They have Fake Out. No surprise there. Dialga doesn't have Protect. Rayquaza does. Okay. That probably means they Fake Out Dialga, right? But I could go Cloyster or Ogerpon here. Neither one wants to be burned, but not the end of the world. Cloyster doesn't seem that valuable anyway. I'll just go hard Cloyster. And Protect Rayquaza. But yeah, just led the 2 restricted Pokemon is a bit of a flex. This is definitely last game, win or lose. I don't think I'm topping 2 restricted Pokemon. They actually got Flare Blitz instead of Sacred Fire, but they did still get the burn. That's crazy. Let's see if I can Hydro Pump this Entei, though. And the Tinkaton is an Assault Vest, so Earth Power into that is not super strong. If they're clicking Flare Blitz instead of Sacred Fire, I think I'm okay with switching to Ogerpon here. Or I can bring Dialga back. I think I'm okay with switching to Ogerpon here. Doesn't take too much from the player off. They do get the attack drop. The luck in this game is wild between my team selection and their secondary effects. I do knock out Entei with the Hydro Pump, so hey, everybody's getting good luck across the board in this game. But this is good luck, have fun, made real. Okay, Executor, Psychic, Protect, Leaf Storm, Trick Room. Don't love the Trick Room, especially since Burn Cloister is probably not doing a ton to it with Icicle Spear, even if it gets a chance. But I'll try. Maybe I get a crit. And I'm going to go out to Dialga. I don't want this attack drop on Ogerpon. Okay, they knock out Cloister. No surprise there. They Psychic into Dialga. That doesn't do too much. I can go back to Ogerpon here. And I think I will. I don't love Rayquaza in front of this Tinkaton. So let's Ivy Cudgel the Tinkaton. And let's Fire Blast it too. I know it has the Assault Vest, but I want to get rid of this Tinkaton if I can. Ivy Cudgel does good damage. The attack drop doesn't matter on Dialga. Fire Blast doesn't quite KO. Oh, and they crit Ogerpon. Another Ivy Cudgel would have been nice, but I'm not going to get that. But I am going to get a chance to attack it with Rayquaza. Let's go for an Earth Power to Tinkaton and a Fire Blast into Exeggutor. And hope that my two restricted Pokemon can just power through, because I'm actually down in the Pokemon count right now. Whoops. I'm recording audio, right? I should have checked that at the beginning. Looks like I am. Sometimes I get worried. There have been issues occasionally. Get a play rough into Dialga. Dialga's getting worn down, but we'll KO Tinkaton here. Big damage into Exeggutor. They said Trick Room. Not really what I wanted to see, but not really a surprise either. But it's Sandaconda last. Ooh, they have Stone Edge. This is tough, because I can Terra Ground Rayquaza, but then it's weak to Exeggutor. I can Terra Flying. I can protect Rayquaza and Terra Flying Dialga. And it's weak to Stone Edge. I don't think they ever Stone Edge Dialga, do they? But my gut is telling me to save the Terra for Rayquaza. But then they can high horsepower Dialga. You know what? I think my win con is they missed Stone Edge. So I'm going to protect Rayquaza, Terra Dialga. Try to land this Fire Blast into Exeggutor. Psychic. Do they high horsepower? No, they got it right. They Stone Edged. Okay, my win con is they missed Stone Edge. So I can just Dragon Ascent Exeggutor. It doesn't matter. The two restricted Pokemon did not come through. Sandaconda. You heard it here first. Sandaconda is more powerful than Rayquaza and Dialga combined. But that's last game for real. I don't think we're ending on a better note than that one, other than maybe if I'd won. Those were some crazy games. I'm really enjoying this random ladder. And the Shuckle Premier League coaches are onto something. It's a lot of fun to use mythical Pokemon for once. I hope we get a mythical format at the end of Scarlet and Violet when all the major events are done with, like we did in Sword and Shield. I had a ton of fun with the Sword and Shield one. And yeah, imagine using Arceus on the in-game ladder. But that aside, random teams, weird Pokemon, what's not to love? Some of the games didn't necessarily go my way, but just have to embrace the chaos in a format like this. And yeah, I had a lot of fun here. Maybe I'll play this some more, but like I said, I think this ladder might go away in the next few days. But we'll see. Anyway, just some fun there. And by the time this goes up, maybe we'll know what Reg I is, and maybe we'll be playing that. Or maybe I'll come up with something else. Anyway, see you next time, whatever that is for.